What's up everyone? My name is Sam Eckholm and I'm currently an officer serving active duty in the United States Air Force. Now, a few weeks ago, I released a video breaking down the Air Force Academy's basic cadet training. And you guys seemed to like that video. However, it did spur some sort of debate. There were people in the comments saying, this is great and all, but what about the Navy? Air Force, Navy, which one's better? And more importantly, which one's harder? So I thought it would be fun to pull up a video here of the United States Naval Academy. Over at the Naval Academy, they're not called cadets, they're called midshipmen. And in the summer before your first year at the Naval Academy, just like in the Air Force, you go through basic training. However, there it's called Plebe Summer. So this video documents the very first day of these new plebes and what they're going through. So I thought it'd be fun to pull it up to give you my reaction, my breakdown, and see just how much it compares to the Air Force Academy. So without further ado, I say we jump right in. Here we go, Plebe Summer, day one. Let's see what we got. All right off the bat, we can see they're going for the haircuts right now. Yeah, so just like the Air Force Academy, you have to get your head shaved in basic training, and it's not fun. I came out of high school with a lot of hair, and that was my least favorite part, is having to get my head shaved. See, now this is interesting. She's asking if she has to cut it. So at the Naval Academy, unlike the Air Force Academy, the females actually do have to cut their hair. Now, as you'll see here in a second, I'm assuming, you don't have to shave it off if you're a female, but you do have to get it pretty short into military regs. And at the Air Force Academy, you don't have to do that. The females can actually just have their hair however they want. They just have to tie it back in a bun. So that's definitely interesting that the Naval Academy makes the females actually cut their hair.
I'm chickened out. I'm chickened out.
Day one at Annapolis. So Annapolis is where the Naval Academy is. That's the city in Maryland. Here's a good look at the campus. I've actually been to the campus several times. It's beautiful.
1,100 incoming freshmen, or plebes, arrive at the United States Naval Academy, where future officers...
So just like the Air Force Academy, they got those buses there. They're so intimidating.
And Marine Corps.
To be accepted in the United States Naval Academy, it's a very rigorous process. It's a very competitive process.
How are you?
We were there for day one, known as Induction Day, or I-Day, which marks...
I'll just pause it here for a second. As you can see, you come in, I'm assuming most of these plebes are, pretty much fresh out of high school. Maybe you have a few others that did a year or so in school or are prior enlisted, but it's intimidating. You're there with your family, sometimes your friends, and it's really your last chance to be a civilian, right? You're in your civilian clothes, you've got your backpack on, and then this is the last taste of freedom, because for the next 4 years, things are gonna be a little bit different. So it's interesting to kind of see how these cadets are talking, what their energy is, where their vibe at, how's their morale going, because yeah, the culture shock happens very quickly.
The beginning of their time at Annapolis.
I knew I wanted to serve my country, so I knew I wanted to join the military.
I just want to do something bigger than myself.
I'm just so proud of them. We have worked really long and hard for this moment, and we just feel like all the hard work pays off.
Morning.
It does pay off.
I-Day kicks off Plebe Summer, a challenging 6-week basic training program that all future midshipmen are required to complete.
It's a difficult program designed to be that way because what we're developing here, the leaders that we're developing, we expect to be enduring leaders.
Just over 7% of the more than 16,000 applicants were admitted to the academy.
So that's a pretty crazy stat right there. I get a lot of questions about people asking how hard it is to get into the service academies. As you just heard, less than 7% of the people who apply to the service academies, specifically here the Naval Academy, are accepted. It's very similar for the Air Force Academy and West Point too. So, I'll just say it, cream of the crop right here. So if you're interested in going to a service academy, you got a lot of competition, but just make sure you're building your resume early, keep those grades up, do extracurriculars, have good leadership opportunities, because I promise it will pay off, and you're gonna need that if you do want to attend.
6% of the incoming class is female.
It's pretty amazing to go in with my twin sister. We've always had a really...
That's pretty cool. We had a few twins that went through it when I did too, and it was just always interesting to see. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish between them when, heads are shaved and everything. But yeah, as you saw, they have a lot more females coming into the service academies lately, and that's really, really cool, Just creates different diversity, right? Different schools of thought, and it really is awesome that so many females are applying. So to all the females watching this, go for it. Some of my best friends at the academy were girls, and yeah, I just had a blast going through it with them.
Everybody to be on the same even playing field so that we can build a common foundation for them to continue to grow upon.
So here's a good aerial view of the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland.
Baltimore, the academy is situated on the banks of the
gorgeous.
Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah, and what I really like when I visited Annapolis is how it's really near a major, almost like a little city and town, right? You walk right out the gates and there's hundreds of bars and restaurants right there. And as you get older at the Naval Academy and progress through the years from your 4th class year to your 3rd class year, you're actually allowed to go out and spend more time enjoying what the city of Annapolis has. I know one thing about West Point, so the military academy, the Army's academy, is there's not much around, you know, you're kind of nestled there in upstate-ish New York. And then the Air Force Academy does have Colorado Springs, but it's still about a 30-minute drive until you're into the city. But the Naval Academy, you walk right out the gate and boom, you are there right in Annapolis, which is pretty cool.
It was founded in 1845 by Secretary of the Navy George Bancroft.
So this is going into a little bit of history of the Naval Academy, which, as it just said, is formed in the mid-1800s, right? So the Air Force Academy was in the mid-50s, so 1950s when it was built. And then West Point, it was before all of those, so there's definitely a lot more history, heritage, legacy at the Naval Academy than the Air Force Academy, but if you're into that thing, I guess.
Inside Alumni Hall, the plebes follow a green line that takes them through 23 different processing stations.
Line up by your last name, permits report packet out.
It's crazy. I remember going through this exact same thing at the Air Force Academy in processing day. There's just so much going through your head. It's like you don't even know what you're doing. They tell you to breathe and do this and take your blood and you're just like, yes, sir, absolutely. Do whatever you need.
Female plebes have to take a pregnancy test.
Here you go.
That's interesting.
Enjoy.
Each plebe is issued a 225-page book called Reef Points that introduces them to the Navy and the Naval Academy.
Yep. We had something similar. It was called Contrails at the Air Force Academy. Essentially a booklet full of all these quotes and history that you have to memorize throughout your time there.
Before they get their uniforms, all plebes have to make one more stop, the barber shop.
There you go.
I'm telling you, everyone's so scared about getting your head shaved. I get so many questions about that. It's like, hey, I don't want to shave my head.
Female
Look,
plebes
it's
can
just
wear
for
their hair in
basic,
a
it's
tight
just for
bun.
plebe summer. Then you can
Otherwise,
start
it
growing
must
your
be
hair
no
out, I
longer
promise.
than
So
chin length.
just suck it up, I promise you it's worth it.
Then it's time for the plebes to get their gear. After uniform issue, they transfer all of
I'm
their
not gonna lie, I was
belongings into a
always
single bag.
slightly jealous of the Navy's uniforms. I mean, I know these aren't the best. These are the plebe uniforms here for the summer, but if you see those hats in their hand, I think those are called Dixie hats, right? Kind of the classic Navy look. I don't know. I always thought it was kind of cool.
So, first basic response would be
Navy beat Army.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, no, sir. Sir, no, sir.
Before leaving Alumni Hall, they learn the Navy's basic customs
The
and
two
courtesies.
fingers, that's how you space your hat in the correct position. Learning how to salute, pretty much standard for every service academy on day one.
After that, the plebes head to their dorm at Bancroft Hall.
See, and everything they're carrying right there, that's all they need. That's all they're allowed to have for really the next entire year, but especially the summer.
What do you keep smirking for? You really think this is a game or something?
A select group of third-year midshipmen are known as detailers.
No running, just walk fast.
And are
So that's funny. So these are, I guess they're called detailers at the Naval Academy. Like in the Air Force Academy, we're just called cadre, right? So these are all upperclassmen, probably juniors, maybe a few seniors who are in charge of running Plebe Summer, which is really, it's a fun job. When I got to do it at the Air Force Academy, it's like a game, right? So a few years ago, I was the one going through it. I was the freshman, I was getting screamed at, but then you get to turn around and run the same thing as an upperclassman, which is pretty cool. Just a little bit of fun. You can mess with the freshmen a little bit and you know, be a little bit intimidating. So if you can't yell, you can't put on that strapped face, then it's probably not for you.
and are tasked with teaching proper protocol to the plebes.
Now study and know the entire chain of command. Do you understand me?
Sir, yes, sir.
And to correct them
So
when
intimidating.
necessary.
Your left hand, what do you think is wrong with it? That's right. I don't even have to tell you, right? Because you knew it was wrong. So then let it happen again. Don't shake your head.
These detailers have a genuine concern.
It's crazy. I guarantee you those upperclassmen, once they were off camera there, just started laughing. It's all a game.
Come fall.
Tuck it in, get it away, sir, aye, sir. Sir, aye, sir.
These are the ones that we're gonna serve with in the future, and they want them to be the best that they can possibly be.
Tuition at Annapolis is free, but midshipmen commit to 5 years of active duty service after graduation. While at Annapolis, midshipmen receive a salary of $1,087 per month.
So I'm gonna pause it here because that brings up a really good point, and I think it's a huge bonus for those of you interested in going to a service academy. So just like the Air Force Academy, the Naval Academy is completely free. You're not gonna pay anything while you're there, and in fact, you actually get paid like a monthly paycheck while you're there as well that increases each year 4 years. So you're not making too much as a freshman because you do have to pay back a few of your uniform items, computers, that sort of thing that's issued to you. But by the time you're a senior, you're making close to $1,000 a month, and also you're not paying anything for college. So I don't know, I don't think there's too much of a better deal than the service academies, which is really, really cool.
After graduation, the money they save will be waiting for them. Family members gather for one last look at the class of 2023 before Plebe Summer.
This is interesting, right? So at the Air Force Academy, once you say bye to your parents in the morning, you're done. But here it looks like their parents can actually stay and kind of wait, and I guess they're gonna do the swearing in ceremony.
Culminates in the oath ceremony.
Yep, okay.
Held in Tecumseh Court.
Wow, that's cool.
Class of 2023, please rise.
All right.
Do you solemnly
So
swear?
they're taking the oath right now. Swearing in as officially plebes in the Navy.
And that you will well and faithfully discharge the duty of the office upon which you are about to enter. So help you God.
Pretty awesome. So it kind of gives me chills to this day. So this is really cool, yeah. So for the Air Force, you don't have a chance to see your family for another like 6 weeks, but here you get a little bit more time with them at the end of that first day.
And to eat, since this is the last meal they'll get that isn't cooked in the Academy mess hall.
I'm jealous, guys. I'm jealous. This is pretty neat. It also might be a little hard though, because you kind of already said bye to them in the morning, and now you have to kind of see them and say bye again. I kind of almost prefer to just one goodbye, get it over with, and hey, I'll see you guys after the summer. Man, the music too. I'm starting to get teary-eyed, guys. It's emotional. But no, you learn really quickly, you learn to kind of forget, and then, you're just looking forward to seeing all your family once you get out of basic or plebe summer in probably 6 weeks from now. So I'm impressed. They're pretty good at marching, it looks like, after, the first day? I don't know when they learned how to do that. I mean, I guess it's not that good.
March into Bancroft Hall.
Yeah.
And when the doors close, their journey to becoming midshipmen officially begins.
Wow, see, I had no idea they had this whole first day ceremony at the Naval Academy, where all the parents can watch. That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so that takes us to the end here. I mean, I had no idea that they had this whole ceremony planned out on the first day like that for these plebes. I mean, that's really, really cool. At the Air Force Academy, I'm not sure about West Point, but at Air Force, like I said, it's you say bye and then that's it. But here it's this whole ceremony, a really special first day, but then hey, it is game on. So again, that was just the very first day. So these plebes have the rest of the summer of doing different activities, both rigorous, mentally challenging, pretty much all of the above to turn them from those civilians into future officers, really, that will serve in the US Navy. Other than that, guys, if you have any further questions, you can drop them in the comments below, whether that's Air Force related, Navy, or really anything. I promise that I will do my best to answer them. Other than that, you can give me a follow on my Instagram right here. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out, and I promise that I will see you all in the next video.